Hi there. In this video, we're going to go over UPCs, barcodes, and a few other types of codes used by Amazon, and how to use those when labeling your products correctly for FBA. The purpose of this lesson is to explain the definitions of and differences between the following types of codes: barcodes, UPCs, ASINs, and FNSKUs. You've probably already heard of one or more of those codes used over the past couple of weeks, but you might not have known what they stood for nor why they're important to you. By the end of this lesson, that should change though. In addition, we're going to show you the easiest way to have your products labeled correctly when sending them to FBA. First one I'll go over is the barcode. And a barcode is simply a way to represent any number in the form of vertical lines of varying thickness. And this code can be scanned in and read using an optical scanner, just like the one at the grocery store. Sometimes people do confuse the term barcode with either UPC or FNSKU, and those are both covered later. But in reality, a barcode can represent either one of those, and actually any type of number. The next we'll go over is UPC. And UPC stands for Universal Product Code, and it's a unique 12-digit number with a barcode that is used to identify any products that are used in trade. Right here is an example of a UPC with its barcode, and that's actually for one of the olive oil sprayers that Matt showed in an earlier video. Most products listed on Amazon do require a UPC code in order to be entered into their system. There are some exceptions to this, but for our purposes, we're always going to use a UPC code. Now the ASIN, that stands for Amazon Standard Identification Number, and every product within each Amazon market has to have one. Now these used to be unique across all different markets, the Amazon.com, Amazon UK, Canada, etc. But those markets have grown so much that one ASIN in one market might be used for a completely different product than another market. There's an example right there. Again, that's for the olive oil sprayer. And you'll see this code in a couple different places. One of them will be in the URL for your product. So if you click on your product, you look up in your browser, you'll see that code in the URL. And also when you look in your inventory screens, you can see the ASN code there also. The next code is the FNSKU, and it's a unique identifier used by the Amazon fulfillment centers to identify each product they have. Now, it can also be represented with a barcode so that it can be scanned in at the warehouses. And right there, you'll see an example of an FNSKU sticker. It has the barcode, it has the number, and then it also has an abbreviated version of the name of the product that you're selling. Now, when you're labeling your products for shipment to FBA, the FNSKU label or sticker has to be placed onto your product. Now, let's go over the FBA labeling requirements because this is sometimes an area of a little bit of concern and confusion for people. In order to use Amazon's FBA service, which we definitely recommend that you do because you will get higher rankings and more sales because of it, your products will need to be labeled appropriately. Now, there are a few different variables involved. The labeling requirements can vary by category, and also the labels can be applied by yourself or by Amazon. But since there are a couple different variables there, we recommend the following strategy that'll make sure you have no issues at all. And so the first step is to incorporate your UPC into the design of your product's packaging. Now, not all products require this. A lot of them do, a lot of them don't, but more and more are being added over time. So it kind of makes sense to go ahead, take that step now, and when you're designing the packaging for your product, just have your designer put your UPC barcode onto the package so that it's always there. Secondly, after you've done that, when you're ready to ship your products to FBA, elect to use Amazon's label service in order to have them print and apply the necessary FNSKU sticker on your product also. Now, this may seem a bit like overkill, but using Amazon's labeling service is only 20 cents per item, and it ensures that you're not going to have any problems at all when using Amazon's FBA service. And later on, once you've been selling for a while and you understand your product categories and the requirements better, you can always contact Amazon to verify exactly whether or not you need the UPC code or whether or not you want them or yourself to apply the FNSKU sticker and make any changes that you want. But we highly recommend using this process for your first product to make sure you have no problems at all.